And we're back with Game 3 of the Top 32 at Philadelphia Regionals. It is obviously tied 1-1. We have Erik Nance on our left and Gino Lombardi on our right. And we do see Gino having a mulligan. So Erik is going to start with that one extra card. And yeah, so here we go. It's been a pretty interesting matchup. So far, two kind of very quick games. We had game 1. Erik gets T2'd by a Terrakion EX. He starts with Dino going second. And then game 2, we saw Erik start with a turn 2 Hydreigon Darkrai Night Spear. And it just went downhill from there. So, yeah, pretty interesting turn of events. I wonder if this game is going to be a repeat of one of the earlier games. It certainly can happen. Or it could be like I'd like to see a long game this time. The past 2 games have been relatively short. They didn't really go past like 4 turns per person. And yeah, so maybe this game we'll see something pretty interesting. We do see like Mewtwo's and Roselia's. Looks like Gino is going to start with a Mewtwo here. And yeah, we'll see how this works out for him. Just all depends on what Erik starts with. Gino will be going first, so he will have that advantage. So it's Darkrai versus Mewtwo. We have the 2 most powerful, hyped up EXs in the history of this game so far, going at it. And wow, this is gonna be a doozy. So we do see a Bianca for like 2. However, Gino doesn't really draw that many good cards. Just kind of sitting there going, he's probably just gonna pass here. I can't really think of what else he would do. Drops on another Mewtwo. That's a little presumptuous. Yeah. Good that he holds it. If you put down 2 Mewtwo's, you just kind of go, alright, don't knock these out, please. Please don't do it. So he passes. And he does have a DCE in his hand, so he will be able to start doing X-Ball for quite a lot next turn. We'll see what Erik does from here. He could go, if he gets a really good hand, like a turn 1 Junk Hunt, which require a Dark Patch. He does have a Juniper now, so his hand is looking pretty solid. He can do quite a bit of things, and we'll see how this works out. So okay, so he does have a couple energies in his hand, and it's always good to have dark energies in your hand when you want a Juniper. However, I do see a lot of supporters, so he may not do that. Yeah, he discards 2 Biancas and an N for the Juniper. He really wants to get that special dark, or that normal dark, into the discard. There are no longer special darks. They have been rotated. A card I was actually pretty fond of, and yeah, I got used to having it in the format. It's weird when I found out that it was no longer legal. Because I at the beginning of the format, I was making Darkrai Hydreigon list. I was like, yeah, 4 special darks, so good, right? And then I was just like, wait a minute, it's no longer legal. Oh man. So we do not see a Dark Patch in his hand, but his hand's actually not that bad. He has a Random Receiver, Max Potion, couple energy, pretty solid. I would maybe send up the Sableye. I could see that, save yourself that retreat. You want to retreat anyways, and that way, it doesn't really matter, I suppose, though. We are going to see some damage coming down onto the Darkrai. Oh, okay. So he double energy switches the fighting 2 and back. Just kind of, using up cards here. Wants to get a big Bianca. and draws a Roselia. Saw a Stunfisk, but he's gonna have a Mewtwo going in for 40, I believe, because I think that Hydreigon has resistance. So a plus against Mewtwo's with that Hydreigon, or not even a Hydreigon, Dino. Yeah, with that Dino is, I like the Dark Dino. There's a lot of risk with running the Dragon Dino. It's nice though because he can do the paralysis, but I think the way Erik has been starting with these Dark Dinos, that he does not run any of the Dragon ones, but we'll see. Gino's kind of contemplating the Stunfisk here. It's a very good card. I don't know if it's like appropriate to drop it right now though. You might want to wait a little bit and just kind of X-ball, wait and see, but he's going to do it now anyways, and this is probably going to end up working out because Erik does have that N in his hand, and that's the supporter he's most likely going to use. I doubt he would random receiver again, so he's going to max potion, which is nice, and that'll save him a knockout from the Stunfisk. You know, that Stunfisk, if he doesn't hit a evolution for Hydreigon, you know, there's a lot of bad things that could happen. We do see another N, and he is remembering the shuffle. It's kind of been a thing that's been plaguing players this event, is remembering to shuffle regardless of how many cards are flipped over. So I'd expect a max potion here and maybe a blend energy. I do like blend energy here, yep, because you really want to get them down on the field. A deck like Terrakion, I wouldn't expect hammers from it. I'd expect more like attacking cards, not cards that kind of like try to throw me off, throw the Hydreigon player off balance. So we do see an N, and it's gonna work. It's pretty nice that Gino did get that Stunfisk down. He will be able to use it if he so chooses. He did get rid of 2 energy switches though. I'm not really sure how many he plays. Maybe he does go the full 4. Maybe it's 3. I would expect 3 to 4. Would not be surprised. I would expect 3. Would not be surprised at 4. So we do see a Dark Patch. So we are going to see a Junk Hunt here, which is going to be very nice for him. And he even gets a second Dino. So that's going to be huge. He will be set up. He can get a random receiver here. He can get a bunch of nice cards. Basically, random receiver and max potion or the Dark Patch. But still, a bunch of nice cards. You know, Junk Hunt is just so good right now. He gets that Dark Energy, puts it on the Sableye, and he's definitely going to Junk Hunt here. If he can get the rare candy off the top somehow, he'd be in great shape. The one card he doesn't want to flip over with random receiver is Juniper. That would hurt him a lot. He does have a Juniper in his hand though, so it's questionable on what he even grabs here. Does he grab the max potion? Does he grab the Dark Patch? Like, he could be expecting his Sableye to be knocked out right away, so he might grab Dark Patch, get it back, and then get like something. Get like a random receiver, a max potion, or anything. He's really in a tough spot. He might even want to opt for Confuse right here. You know, if he gets heads, that's going to put Gino in a really tough spot. Heads here would be like absolutely huge. That Mewtwo would almost want to retreat, maybe get out for the Stunfisk, and then you start doing 2020, but he is going for the Dark Patch and Max Potion, and is just kind of saying, okay, you can knock out my Sableye, I'll just get the energy back, and we'll see how that plays out. So X-Ball is now doing 80 because there is an energy on the Sableye. If he has a catcher, he might want to save it, actually. Maybe just take the knockout, start powering up Terrakion EX, get down another Roselia, and just kind of see where it goes from there. Yeah, I actually like that play the best. Maybe not even play supporter this turn, just kind of wait it out. No real need to push a board advantage too much. If he has the Juniper or whatever. He might not have a supporter. Yeah, I don't think he does. So he has to decide whether to get rid of Switch or Plus Power at this point. I think you get rid of the... I think you get rid of the Plus Power. I like having the Switch. He's thinking about getting rid of Roselia. Yeah, so Gino ends up agreeing. Plus Power has to go. He's going to get the Roserade, going to get that supporter. He's going to drop down the Terrakion and give it a fighting energy and just going to go ballistic. Roserade is such a good card. I really think that's like an unsung hero of the event is Roserade. A lot of players are playing it here. A lot of players didn't even know about it. It's just so strong. It really brings a huge consistency boost to a lot of these decks, which is pretty huge. He gets a catcher. Interesting. Does he have a supporter that I missed? Maybe. He might be going for the Dino. Would be nice because like getting rid of that blend energy is pretty huge. He wouldn't be able to dark patch it back. I just worry about his like all-in-ish if he doesn't have another supporter. Is he just getting supporter off the prize or something? Or is that a random receiver? No, wasn't that a... interesting. Does he not want to drop Terrakion? Does he not have a fighting? I thought I saw it. Well, Erik's hand is pretty built up. He does have the Terrakion EX and the fighting energy. And his last card is Switch. So he has no supporter now. No hand. Just a Switch. Hopefully for Gino he does not get a rare candy this turn. I believe there's two catchers used up this game so far. Yeah, there's two of them. He only has two left. And he's hoping to take down that other Dino before a Hydreigon can come out. Unlucky for Erik. He draws the third Hydreigon, so he absolutely cannot use Juniper this turn. Tough break. He's gonna... That's tough. Yeah, wow. Unlucky. Looks like he's just gonna junk hunt again. So, he will be able to get a Night Spear off next turn, which is nice. However, it looks like Gino's just content with X-balling for the hills. Probably wants to get double random receiver. That's really all he can get. Yeah, there he is. And, so now, did Gino draw a supporter in, is that a... No way. Oh my. Wow. Okay. So Gino draws a Juniper. Unreal. Yeah. So he's in pretty good shape now. If he gets a catcher and an energy, that's probably game. If not, then he can just take a prize and see where that goes. But yeah, all he has to do, he has a tool scrapper for... Ooh, he did not draw energy. Ooh, that's harsh. But, he did have he did get a Juniper off the top or something, or off the prize. I didn't really catch it. So, yeah. I think that's perfectly acceptable. So we do see a random receiver. Let's see what it gets for Erik. He's really hoping for a Beyond or an N really. And he's going through oh wow. He went through almost everything. So he gets the N. He's going to put Gino down to 4, which is good for Erik. He definitely needs that. He's going to be able to Night Spear. Put 30 on the Roselia? Maybe not. Not sure. Definitely going to Dark Patch here. get that 4th energy in play. Get that. Yeah, and then just end here. Draw 6. Hopefully for Erik gets Rare Candy Hydreigon, and then all will be well with the world. If not, Mewtwo is definitely taking damage this turn. Maybe even Catcher for Terrakion EX and start putting damage on the bench Mewtwo. Would be interesting to see that happen. Not too scared of the Terrakion EX right now, though. You know, you can like Night Spirit twice and then Dragon Blast it. Wouldn't be bad. So, though, you can always save your Dragon Blasts for the Mewtwo's, or Erik might play his own Mewtwo, so he would be able to Mewtwo that Mewtwo, and then, you know, Mewtwo would come up against Mewtwo, and then Mewtwo on Mewtwo, and whoo, we'd just be back in last year. Ooh, bad hand for Erik. Bunch of energies, a Sableye, max potions with no Rare Candy or Hydreigon or Supporter. Ugh, that's depressing. So he's gonna Night Spear here, and 30 is gonna go on the Terrakion. Alright, so what does Gino draw? What does he have in his hand? He has energy for sure. That's gonna be pretty good for him. Switch, random receiver, more. I don't know what that last card is. Terrakion EX, I think, and maybe a second switch, something like that. So we get to Juniper, and yeah, he probably just Junipers that entire hand away, and then just goes ballistic. If he X-balls here, he would be X-balling for 100 damage. Pretty good. Yeah, not bad. And we see a Juniper here. Gino's been drawing pretty well with those Junipers. Erik has used a bunch of N's. Not sure how many he has left. We do see another Roserade. And yeah, he's just going to take out the Dino. Oh, this is going to end up very bad for Erik here. Catcher up Dino, maybe a switch or just retreat. And then just... Oh, here he has a dark energy on it. What am I saying? Just X-ball. Yeah. Yeah, he just X-balls here. And then pump up smash next turn, and that's like game over. So these have been like really one-sided games. Erik is kind of feeling, he's like, oh, how did this come to this? Is there anything I can do? He's down. He's already used 3 catchers. I'm really gonna have to draw end my next turn. I'm gonna lose a Darkrai next turn. Oh, this is just the worst. Is there anything I can do to get out of this terrible, terrible situation? And looks grim. Looks real grim. He's looking at all his options here, though. You know, he's like, okay, how many catchers have you used? How many switches have you used? E-switch, plus powers, all those cards. How many do you have left? And is there any path to victory that I can find and craft here? And you know, maybe he might be able to find one. However, I do think he does. So he is going to go for the Junk Hunt. And what's he get? Random Receiver and Dark Patch. Yeah, fair cards. Random Receiver and yeah, Dark Patch. Those are like the only 2 ones he has left too. So not bad. I would like to see. So he's gonna get like 5 energy on the board next turn, which is pretty good. You know, the game is practically over on the 4th catcher. Gino's just going for it. That Mewtwo has just kind of been running over this. It's been like large and in charge of this game. If he draws a catcher, game might be over. He has a switch in his hand. I don't see a catcher though. Yeah, he's just kind of going. Oh well. Looks like Mewtwo's pretty good here, which it is. Has 3 energies on that Terrakion. His board is so set. I don't even know, like, he Ultra Ball here, but like You just discard stuff just to discard it because you just don't want to draw it again. So he's debating on what to discard as a second card. He's got the Roselia discarded already. You don't want to fill your bench too much with support cards. You do need some attackers. And the Roserade has just been a really clutch card. I'm pleasantly surprised on how good it's been for Gino here. You know, it's been really huge. Get any card in the deck he wants. Great. Sign me up. So he's gonna get a Terrakion here. Still has to show what it is. Yeah, there we go. I think that's just one of the habits you develop with Roserade. You just get so used to using it that sometimes, you know, you get the two searches confused for a second. So we do see it. We probably will see another X-Ball coming in, taking the prize, and now this is where it all comes down to this. Can Erik get out of this situation? I absolutely would not drop the second Darkrai, but we do random, and he needs to hit that N or anything. He hits the Juniper, and this is going to be such a tough comeback. It can happen though. Shaman EX can do miraculous things against this board, and you know he's going to need to get an Eviolite here, and he's going to need Gino to not have the catcher to go with it. Even though he wants the Dark Patch here, I don't think you can afford it. You know, that fourth catcher is just hovering its head all over. You know, if you drop the Darkrai here, you're going to need 2 Eviolites. Oh, that's going to be real tough out of 7. Plus, you're going to need to start setting up a Dino, you know, for your eventual Hydreigon. It's going to be very tough for him to attempt the Dark Patch here. So I think I would just call it a missed opportunity, or not even a missed opportunity, but like something you just simply can't do. And play down the blend, give yourself another energy card for later, and then Juniper. He might just Juniper without playing energy, which would be okay. I do like playing the blend down though. I mean, you're kind of going Darkrai versus the world right now. Mewtwo versus Darkrai isn't going to matter too much. You do lose 2 max potions though, which could be huge. So maybe he's playing around that. But I think the end game situation is going to come down to, well, okay, so he does get the Eviolite, which is pivotal for him to make this comeback here. Draws a lot of catchers. He has a rare candy. He has a Juniper in his hand, I think. So it's maybe you keep the rare candy, you get rid of like the catcher and a max potion. Maybe you get rid of double catcher. Tough. It's a tough decision. You know, do you like pray you draw the Hydreigon? Yeah, so he gets rid of max potion and catcher. He's just going, okay, I hope I draw the Hydreigon here. Is gonna grab Dino, and Gino only has a couple cards left in his deck, maybe like 10-ish. So he does have N in his hand. Won't play that card, and he's just gonna go for a Night Spear here. Take 2 prizes. Hopefully, set himself up for more prizes. Like, Erik can still win this game. It's just going to be very, very difficult whether he can do it. All Gino needs is a Tool Scrapper, plus power. Just any combination of these cards, and it is game over. So he does send up the Stunfisk. He does have a switch in his hand, so he knows he'll be fine. If let's just see what Gino gets. You know, he needs plus power or a Tool Scrapper to win right here. Or he can set up another Terrakion EX. Wouldn't be bad. He might want to consider the Stunfisk option, powering that up, and then being like, alright, I'm going to keep you locked in the active spot until I can knock you out, and then that's game. It really depends. He does have a random receiver and a N, I believe, so he can still get cards. It's just gonna be how he wants to approach this. I kind of like the Stunfisk option. You know, kind of retreat, or rather switch out. You know, because you don't want to redraw the switch. He might end himself down like the 2, which wouldn't be that bad. So he wants to like play down everything he can. And he's just, you know, saying, okay, I know I have these many plus powers and tool scrappers left. I'm drawing like 2 cards. Let's see if I can get it. If he random receivers, he might have a Bianca left. But the way he's kind of like looking at his hand, I think he's out of Biancas. He just pretty much has ends exclusively at this point. That seems by the way he's considering his options. He's just debating on whether to power up the Stunfisk or the Terrakion or the Mewtwo. You know, he will be able to pump up Smash, get more energies in the field if he draws them. Can Gino win this turn? This is what it comes down to. Does Darkrai survive, or does Terrakion just destroy another card? Mewtwo's really been the star of this game, though. It's taken 4 prizes. Insane. Ends here. Huh. I definitely would have attached first. I think I would have put it on the Stunfisk. Kind of just be like, alright, I'm going to lock you in. GG. And just be like, deal with it. Stunfisk. So that's like one option he can do. Another one is maybe he goes for a... It's just really whether he hits the Tool Scrapper or the plus power here. So, all comes down to these 2 cards. And let's see how it works out. Fighting Tool Scrapper. There it is. And that's game. So, Gino moves on to the top 16. And, yeah, great series. Well, it was a decent series. The first 2 games were kind of silly, but the third one was really good. It was a little lopsided with all the Roselia tricks, but man, is that card good. Alright, so Gino is our winner, and see you in the top 16.